Welcome. This is Crime Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence we say the crimson light is life. So when we are smiling and we are laughing, we are actually doing 22 vibration, which is a master number. That's the master referred to in Luke of chapter 22, verses 13 thereabout, where Christ was referring to himself as the master. Okay, so master, of course, we are the master of our ship. Yes, I am the master of my ship. So there we are talking about being masters of our ship. Now, that is not to disregard any higher force of what exists or may exist, whether we believe or not. But it's really knowing that we are active participants in our decisions, in our actions, in empowering ourselves, in our consciousness, or in our waking life. So that's what I am talking about, knowing that I am very active in the decisions that I make. Okay, so there we are. We have been exploring numbers from 1 to 8, and that is really going over numbers. Of course, with over 200 presentations, which is all about numbers. We have obviously, we would have explored all the numbers from 1 to 9, but now we have been going over these numbers and with specific attention to really discovering their characteristics, really understanding their function in our lives. And the more we do this, is the more, of course, we'll understand. So I was just thinking of, well, where do we begin? Let's begin with our head. Okay, because it's the sort of thing that you would be told as a child, oh, you need to use your head. Why don't you use your head? Use your head. Now, of course, the sound and tones that we use perhaps will off-putting, but using our heads is not a bad thing at all. Now, let's look at why. Because when we do the numerical value for head, which starts with the letter H, which gives us an indication that there are two parts to our heads, you could say, the left and the right brain, we could say that. We could also say with the H, it also gives us the impression of there are two, maybe the two aspects to our brain. We have the cerebrum, or okay, I'm getting tongue-tied here, but we have the two cortex. Okay, let's just put it that way. All right, and then we also have um, we could let's look at 5. So we have 8514. So we are looking at the numerical value, which I have done in other presentations as well. So we see this as 10 and 8, 80. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Now, the magic thing about 9, and we hear about 9 being a magic number too, likewise 3. And of course, there was always something about the ninth hour with Christ, or the nine, yes, the ninth hour. And of course, traditionally, there would be 9 nights when someone dies. There would have to be a recognition of doing some acknowledgement for the person's passing of 9 nights, and I believe that has something to do with sacrifice as well. So 9, of course, the 8 is that which is whole and complete, we could say, but to have 9 would be that breaking of a new life, of a new realm, of a new seed being birthed, a new dimension. And so perhaps we could say, perhaps that's why they had that 9 nights. Just look at the word nights. I think it perhaps is 9 nights. Nigt is okay. We'll do night. Let's just look at that. 7, 9, 5. So we can see how with nights, in fact, that's the reverse of in. when it begins here. I'm just making that mention because the first word in the scriptures begins with in. So I'm just anchoring on to this. So that's 10 and 7, 17, and 17 and 14. Let's do this here. 17 and 14 is that's uh, 10, 11, so that's 31. Okay, so basically night is 4. Now that makes sense. We're not talking about 4, but it makes sense that when we go into the west to sleep, where the sun sets in the west, that's where the night is. So I understand that. Okay, just to make mention of that. So we are looking at head. Let's use our head. Now, I have done many presentations showing that head and also hair, Hair, hair also equals, this is 8, also 9, 9. So 3 nines are 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. So we are just revisiting these aspects of 9 and just to make these presentations like bite sizes. So if you see anything on hair and or head, we know it's about 9 and there it's the beginning. Now it makes me wonder, it makes me wonder why, or is it any wonder, really, that you could have or use someone's hair and have their whole DNA or analysis from their hair? Of course, we know that people can be identified by the testing of the hair. So, there we are. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this. So, when you think about your hair, you will think about beginning, because 9 equals beginning, and beginning of whatever new realm that you are going into or birthing, and hopefully birthing in this sphere. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it useful information, or if you have anything to add, please feel free to leave your comments. Do like and subscribe. And in the meantime, stay blessed, be blissful, be afield, because we are planting new seeds. And stay ignited, like the number 3, of course. Thank you for watching. Namaste. And spill over with love.